This is what the steps look like underneath the steps, which are underneath the steps. Underneath it is an original. This is the secondary steps. They got to go 8 inches in, 8 inches down, all around. 8 inches in, 8 inches down, all around. It's called a footing. This is the stuff you won't see. It's under the grass. This is what's left. They marked it in red where the brick's gonna be. Pretty cool. You can see the original steps back there, but right here they said there's no footing. But unless there is a footing and I don't see it. Just don't break my sprinklers. They already had to peel this back. Alright, day 1, 4:15, completed. At some point, you still got to drive home, pack, have a life. I'm not going to stop the guy from, I'm not going to tell him he needs to work until it's 10 at night. They did a lot today. You could kind of see what's happening. So very first thing they did was show up and started demoing. Got a couple of videos, a couple of minutes of that. It is what it is. They demo, they have a truck, they put everything away. They mix stuff right here on the floor. They bring wood. This way they don't ruin it. This flat, you could tell that right here, this green piece, it's going to take a season. Thank God it's at the end. It's going to take a season to just, come back. Just like when I did the sprinkler system, that first year was shot. So they picked up the brick here. They demoed this brick right here. Then they replaced it. This is what it looks like in the sun. I don't know what they're going to do yet. I don't know. It sits proud right there. It sits proud here. I think what he thought was that he made it proud on each side, which is the same. I would have liked to have cut it, but whatever. There's a mortar joint right here. This is kind of settled. You can't really push it down. See, this is kind of settled, but there's no mortar joint here. So he's got to cut this with a saw and then put a mortar joint in there. I'm going to bust his balls about that. That's not good. He had to build this wall up ever so slightly. It's just an odd angle with the tree, and it was done incorrectly. So you could tell that this is the original. It's just like slapped in, and there's pieces here. So he created a curvature, a wall. So this bluestone needs to sit on something. You can't just. So I told him you could brick it. We'll see what happens. They're gonna have to raise it a little bit because they're gonna have. See how low this is. This grass is gonna have to be lifted next year with dirt and seed. So it's not bad. I like the way they did it. I don't like when it settles. This is very. I can see it from this angle. Maybe. All right, let's step on here. I'll show you this wall here. Eventually, what I want to do is take this black stuff out, cut the holly, and then take dirt. And it's time this bed gets lifted. This bed needs to be lifted. The dirt needs to go up. So I could do that myself. There's dirt behind me. So they built this wall. I mean, this could all come out, but he just built it. I don't know if he's going to keep it. I don't know what they're going to do. This is what's underneath. It's a concrete slab. This is just like mortar. And what he did was he broke it up right about here because he says that it wasn't level. So no worries. So what they did, that what you don't see or see, is that they went around 8 inches. So what he did here, which I'm noticing, is that you don't want to bury the you don't want to bury I'll have to fix that. You don't want to bury this. It's not broken. You don't want to bury this because if you need to replace it. So what he's doing is he's creating a square, and he'll probably put dirt in here. So if I ever need to replace this, what he should do is just leave this out, to be honest with you. And just, but he's gonna fucking screw me. He's gonna leave that there. It's supposed to look like that when it's done, and they're gonna backfill it with dirt, and they created a wall here. So let me show you my opinion. Whew. Okay, let's go wide. Probably make this part 1. So if you remember in the video, these are the original sides. I had 1, 2, 3, and these bricks were in the middle. Then there was bricks on the side. No problem. They demoed it. This is what you see. So what they did was they look at it and they say, this is solid. Right here. They chipped it away. This is solid. Look how nice it is. You could see the old ridge. It's half original, half whatever they did in the 90s. No problem. No big deal. So what he told me, he's like, to chip away at it, just to refill it, is illogical. He says it's solid. Like, there might be a piece or two that's loose, but like this is solid. So he's like, so what I'm going to do, because we have enough room, is we're going to keep everything. And we're going to go 1 brick pattern on each side. And we're going to make it level. And we're going to go straight up. You can see the red line. There's a red line right there. I'll take my finger out of the way. And we're going to go straight up. And then we're just going to match your front steps. This way. This way. We're going to match your front steps that way. I'll show you that in a minute. So what I'm doing is actually, not that it matters, I'm actually gaining a brick. So what is that, 4 inches? I'm actually gaining 4 and 4. So I'm gaining 8 inches on each side. And so what they did was they went 8 inches down and 8 inches sideways all around here, underneath here, and on the side. They have it settled. I don't know what it's called. It's not like pure concrete. It's some kind of mixture. So that's that. They're going to try to push this. They won't do it. They're going to have like all 5 of them like grab this and try to yank it and give me, close the gap. But get that amount of set of us. So anyway, so they're going to build this up, and it's going to go like this, like stairs. This is what the mock stairs are going to look like before they left. This is going to be the first stone, whatever it's measured. They're going to put that first stone right here. Then they're going to build it. They're going to put the second stone right here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 or something. And then the paver is going to go up to this stone. There's going to be 2 layers. So the paver, which is not on site, is going to go up to that first line of brick. I know it looks like a big step now, but it's not. So each brick, I think each step gets 2. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. They're adding a step so it's even. In the previous video, what I showed you, that step was actually the first step was higher than all the others. So they moved this. That's fine. They have to work. So if I was to move this back, let's see if I could do it without breaking their steps. Okay, so what's happening is this. Look, so the step actually is already bigger than it really is. Does that make sense to you? The step is bigger than it is. So they're building this wall. This is going to be Shingatsu style wall because you don't see it. It's going to be level. It's going to be straight, but it's not going to be perfect. The front and the sides are going to be perfect. This is just going to be like, ugh, the bush was in the way, sir. So we kind of just, you know, we got it done. And they make a line, you know. This is what's gonna be the fronts. I know it's a little dated, but I picked it because it blends in with the house. So I think that's about it for today. I think we're gonna wrap this up. So this was, okay, good for me. So they cut this, and this was a stake. Ooh. This was a stake. So, like I said, this is the old brick. So what they did with this, what you didn't see, is they lined it up in here like a piano to create structure. And then they backfilled it. Also, what you didn't see, whatever, is there's rebar. There's rebar going in the house. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 3 pieces. The rebar comes in, ties, comes in, ties. You can see there's pieces right there. It ties, and then they bent it underneath here. So it's connected to the house, and it's connected to the original foundation. So what happens is when they're all done, you could actually, maybe not now, but when it's eventually done, they're going to peel this back, and they're going to, like, you know, they're going to do this, and then they're going to level it out, and they're going to bring my Italian stone, you know, back there. I don't like that it's buried. Again, it's not your house, not their house, so you always have to, like, you know, double check, and you have to why'd you buried it, you buried it, so I gotta go in here like that. You buried it. You fucking dicks. You buried it. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll put that back there. I don't know why. Everybody's coming home. I'm gonna rake this. It's just the remnants of certain things. Like, again, there's the slab. They're gonna keep the slab because structurally they said it was good. And then here. Why would you keep this? Oh, maybe that's the original footing. They cut this out because they said it wasn't level. So my pavers are going to be level. I think that's it. I'm tired. I mean, right. So they kind of mocked it up before they left. And the core, the smaller the core, the more you could do this. So they'll come back. I don't think they'll lay the bluestone yet, but they'll. It's a lot of measuring and figuring out. So here's part 1. Italian steps and sidewalk. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you another time. Ciao.